Hey everybody, it's Delicia, and thanks for tuning in to my weekly top 5 cigar picks. These, of course, are the cigars that I actually plan on smoking this week, starting with the one that I'm actually smoking today, which is, well, I'll get to that in a moment. It's actually my number 3 pick. So starting with number 5 this week, we have a preview cigar that hasn't actually launched yet. It's going to be launching in the next couple weeks from IPCPR, of course, the big trade show every year that's in July. And they, first peek at all the cigars that are coming out. So I actually had a little sneak preview of the Buffalo 10, which is done by El Artista factory out in the Dominican Republic. This is meant to be a somewhat budget-friendly cigar. I actually have not smoked it yet, so I'm going to be smoking this one next, and I'll let you know about the flavor profile, but I did want to draw attention to it because it's super value stick. So it's a great one. Again, coming from a trusted source, El Artista Factory, they make the Big Papi cigar, they make the Cimarron series, they have some really nice cigars, so definitely a trusted source for that nice price point. This one comes in right around $5, like $4.95 or something, so it's a steal, just available in the one size. It's a Toro, a soft box pressed, but it is featuring a Mexican San Andres wrapper, their Dominican Negrito binder that I believe they grow themselves out in the Dominican Republic. And then we have USA, Colombian, and Dominican on the filler. Again, right around the $5 point, so quite the steal. We're always looking for those really, value sticks. I know the construction is going to be great. And again, check back with me on Instagram. I will be smoking this one, and I'll do a little breakdown of the flavor profile on that one, so you guys can check your local brick and mortars in the next couple weeks once that trade show launches. But I wanted to sneak that one in there to kind of get you guys ready. Number 4, moving along to Padilla. This is the Finest Hour. This one is the sun-grown Habano. From my understanding, it's all Nicaraguan tobacco. Again, sun-grown Habano on that wrapper, and then Nicaraguan on the binder and the filler. There's not a ton of information about the blend specifics as far as what regions and all of that stuff. But again, just a nice easy smoke. This one comes in around the, I want to say $750, price point for the Robusto here. And it's featuring, well, I already mentioned the blend, but it is, it does have a little bit of more of the earthier notes to it, a little bit of hay, the earthiness. As you get through the cigar, it starts to develop a little bit more of a little bit of a nutty, slightly creamy profile. But again, especially with that Habano wrapper, you're going to get a little bit more of those kind of earthy, kind of spicy tones that are coming in. But Padilla is another very nice brand that you can trust. Number 3 is this baby that I'm smoking here. This is a premium boutique cigar by the name of Cerrone. This is done in the Dominican Republic. They actually have 2 different blends. So today I'm smoking their Sumatra, and it's very nice. This is the first time that I actually smoke it. I have seen these floating around social media quite a bit, and I can speak for the fact that the man who makes these cigars is very passionate about what he's doing, and I love to see that. I've mentioned it before with a few other brands, but not everybody takes that approach when they are launching a line of cigars. This isn't a launch, it's been around for a couple years, but again, it's always good to see somebody that is really passionate and really got into the cigar business because of their love of cigars. And so you'll find that people making cigars like that are a little bit more picky on the type of tobacco, the way it's blended, the way it's handled, the way it's aged, all of those things. And again, just a really, really nice line. I'm liking this cigar so far. Really good flavor profile. To take a closer look at it, it is featuring an Ecuadorian sun-grown Sumatra wrapper, Ecuadorian on the binder, and then Dominican and Nicaraguan on the filler. Medium so far. I feel like it's going to develop into a little bit of a fuller body, but again, I just started smoking it. Flavors so far, you're getting a little bit of a cinnamon, kind of a spice background of a little bit of a dried fruit, kind of like a raisin-ish notation in there. You also pick up a little bit of a kind of a toasted nuttiness, but so far so good. Again, really good flavor. I could see putting this with a coffee, of course. Always looking for that nice coffee stick. This would be a great way to go. Continuing on down the line to number 2 this week, we have the Quick Draw Connecticut. This one has been in the lineup before. This is done by Southern Draw Cigars, again made out in Esteli, Nicaragua by AJ Fernandez. Beautiful line. The Connecticut version is a little bit milder than the Pennsylvania and some of the others that they have in that Quick Draw lineup. This is another good coffee cigar. It's more on the mild side, so I do get a lot of questions from people rather that are either new to smoking or their wife or girlfriend is looking for like kind of an introductory cigar. This would be a nice way to go, but it also is pleasing to those who are avid smokers that are just looking for a little bit of a lighter cigar for the day. So again, the Quick Draw Connecticut, featuring a beautiful Ecuadorian silky Connecticut wrapper, Nicaraguan and Honduran on the filler. You pick up the cedar, a little bit of the sweet cream, little hint of spice in there. Again, a great coffee cigar or just kind of a any time of the day way to start out. Which brings me to number 1 this week. I believe I've had this on the lineup, if I'm not mistaken, but I just picked up a couple more of these Lanceros from my good friend at Drew Estate, Miss Cara. She was at an event and she's such a sweetheart. She saw me and handed me some Lanceros, so I was very excited. This is the Herrera Esteli, the Edición Limitada. So background on this one really quick. It was originally launched, I believe it was 2014, so they waited the 5 years, went through that meticulous stage of, you know, preparing and aging that tobacco, and then of course finding the proper rolling team to create the beautiful Lancero, because if you're not familiar with that process, as you can imagine with the smaller Vitolas, Lanceros are very difficult to make properly. This one being a true Lancero, it's a 7x38, little slightly bit smaller than the Drew Estate L40, of course, but again, more the traditional size of the 7x38. This one, of course, blended by Willie Herrera. He's a gem over there. He does a great job of making some incredible cigars. So this one is beautiful. I actually smoked one a couple days ago and it was just such a treat. You pick up the nice woodsy, you get the subtle spice in it, you pick up just a tremendous amount of flavor, and again, definitely a cigar worth grabbing. It's still at a reasonable price point. It's about $12 and change, depending on where you buy it from, of course, and if you can find it, because it is a limited edition. However, I'm not sure how many they put out at this point, but I've seen them around in a few places, so you should be able to find them somewhat easy. Again, taking a closer look, it has an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper, a Honduran binder, and then Nicaraguan on the fillers. And again, just a really, really nice Lancero. So if you're not a Lancero person, make an exception. Try this one out. It's really, really tasty. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'd love to hear the feedback and your comments. Thanks for hanging out on your Sunday for a little bit, and I can't wait to see you soon. Cheers.